So today with us on Stool Talk, we're honored to have this special guest, this great student athlete, on the up and coming. She works hard, great character, great teammate, just putting in work. Here on Stool Talk, we walk in our purpose on purpose. And today's guest is definitely doing that. Today we have with us the one, the only, Miss Lucy Porter. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good. Tell us what school you go to and what position you play.
I go to Maumee High School and I am a guard slash forward.
Okay. What year you graduate? What's your graduating class?
I'm graduating in 2025.
2025. Yeah, yeah. So where did this basketball journey begin for Lucy? Like how old were you and was basketball even your first sport?
Basketball was not my first sport. I actually started playing soccer when I was about 3. And my parents are runners. So I actually ran a lot when I was younger. But then I started playing basketball when I was like 6. And I did leagues with the Y. And then I just kept on playing, did it in middle school. So yeah.
Yeah. Was you at the Wolf Creek Y?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, that's a lot of great talented
I know.
came up and above. I used to play there on a Sunday leagues, and you'll see the little kids with their little team jerseys and working out
Yeah.
and things like that. Yeah. How old were you and what grade were you in when you seen your game starting to develop?
I would say the summer going into eighth grade year, or no, summer going to freshman year. That's when I started playing travel basketball, and that's when I was like, wow, I want to do this in college. Like, I want to keep on doing this. So, yeah.
What do you love most about basketball?
I think the friendships I've made, like, definitely, I've been playing with a group of girls since we were in fifth grade, and they're like my best friends. Like, I love them all, and we play together on the high school team now. So, I would say that's my favorite part.
Yeah, how do you guys strengthen and make sure you sustain the sisterhood, the bond, the team camaraderie, chemistry that you got?
Definitely communication and energy. Everyone's cheering for other. It's not one man for themselves. We all want each other to do the best. And whenever I go on the court, I'm thinking of every person and what I can do for them, not just myself.
Yeah, what does hard work mean for Lucy?
It means a lot to me. I mean, just looking back, like all of the hard work I've taken or I've done to get here, like it means a lot. Honestly, just getting 1% better every day. It doesn't matter what that is, whether it's watching film or just even like stretching, icing. It doesn't have to be physical, just getting better at basketball every day.
Yeah, what type of leader would you say you are? Do you lead with your play or are you vocally?
Definitely say I'm a vocal leader, but I also lead with my play. But I think I have a lot of energy. Even if I'm on the bench, I always like to cheer my teammates on and make sure they're just communicate with them when I'm off the floor.
Yeah, and you play AAU as well, correct?
Yep.
What's your AAU team called?
I play for One Nation. It's in Detroit. I play for Jarvis Mitchell.
Okay. Wow. So I know you play against a lot of great players, talented
Yeah.
in Ohio and versus Michigan and even in Michigan as well. How do
Yeah.
you feel your skills and your development has been strengthened with you playing AAU?
An insane amount. Especially now playing for One Nation, like every single time you step on that court, every single girl on that court is playing to get an offer to go to school for free. Like it's crazy just walking around tournaments, you're seeing coaches from like everywhere.
Yeah.
It's insane. And I'm so grateful that I've gotten to play with the girls I've gotten to play with and have my coach. It's been a blessing.
Yeah. What specific areas of your game have, progressed and got better since you've been on there?
I would say definitely like my ball handling probably and just being in control of the game, like being on that floor, like it really makes you focus and lock in. It rather just like a high school game, it's only one game going on. In AAU, there could be 100 courts,
Yeah.
so yeah.
What does Lucy bring to the table? If I got you on my team, what are you bringing? What's your strengths and what's your weaknesses?
I definitely think I'm bringing a lot of energy, a lot of fire. I like to have that energy high up and communicate. One of my favorite things in basketball is rebounding. I mean, I've always been like freshman year, I was a little bit shorter, but rebounding, it's just a lot of players don't really see it as like a huge part of the game, but I love rebounding. So I would say that is definitely a big aspect.
Yeah, can you describe a, typical practice day for AAU?
So, but in preseason or like before the season starts, we'll usually have two-a-days on Saturdays for 2 hours. So just yesterday we went from 10 to 12 and then 2 to 4. And then Sunday today we had a 3 hour practice. So that's usually weekend typically when we don't have a tournament, obviously. And then I'm an hour away, so I try to make it up the week up there at least two or once or twice a week. So, but we do just some drills and then we usually scrimmage towards the end. So,
Yeah. How do you balance this? AAU practicing, still being a teenager, still having a life, family. How do you balance this and make sure that you're the best that you can be?
it's definitely not an easy task, especially junior year with like the ACT and just a ton of studying. It hasn't been the easiest, but I think you really learn and grow through high school. Like I always put school first. If I have a lot of homework and I have AAU practice, I'm doing my homework on the way up there. Like I'm always putting school first and just doing things, getting things done when I can. Like if I have free time during school, I'm gonna get my homework done so I have more time to focus on basketball in my evening.
Yes. What does family mean to you, and how has family helped you and with this journey that you're on right now?
I would not be anywhere I am without my family. My dad takes me to practice. My mom takes me to practice. I mean, my grandparents go to like every single game. It doesn't matter like how far away it is. Aunts, uncles, everyone, like they just constant support and constant like love. Even when if I had a bad game, I know that I always have my mom, my dad, my sisters like waiting there for me to bring me up.
Yeah. And how would you help a teammate that might have had a bad game, a bad play, a turnover, and they're down on themselves? What would you say to those?
I would just tell them like, okay, if like what they were struggling with, like this is how you can fix it, and just to take a breather. Because honestly, at the end of the day, it's just a game. Like you have to have a short-term memory. You can't keep on thinking about this one play where you cause a turnover or miss a shot. That's it happened. It's over. We have to focus on right now.
Yeah. And how will you be looking at going to school, picking a college to go to? Are you letting that be in your thought process? Are you guys getting it together now? Or are you kind of like waiting? What's that process been like for you?
I have definitely been looking. I would like to stay close to home. But yeah, I have been looking. I visited two schools so far. Just kind of still in the process of it. But yeah, I want to stay close to home, and Division 1 is my goal. So
Yeah. What advice would you get to underclassmen and people that's in your same class that might be about to approach the going to schools or picking and choosing the
mhm.
school, even taking a visit? What would you say to them?
Yeah. So I think a big thing is not like comparing yourself, especially with the world we're in today with social media. Like comparing yourself is just going to bring you down more. And if you see kids from your age group getting an offer, like you just have to stay on the course and stay working, stay focusing on your dream and not, oh, she's getting an offer. What am I doing wrong? Like that's just not going to get you anywhere. So I would say definitely focusing on yourself and emailing coaches, just sending them film, just stuff like that.
Yeah. How important is it to understand your role on your regular high school team and definitely on your AAU team, being that you're playing with different players? How important is that?
I think it's very vital to everyone's success. Like if one person can't rebound as well, then you're gonna know the other person can. You can outlet stuff like that. Just like knowing what everyone's strengths and weaknesses are, like it's just much easier to play with.
Yeah. And what are you doing before the game, pregame? What does that look like? Are you listening to music? Are you quiet? And what kind of music are you listening to?
Um, Usually before like our JV game starts, I'm usually just listening to music, usually rap, and just trying to focus on getting my shot nice. ball handling, stuff like that. And then watching the JV game, I'm focusing on the other team and, like what plays they're running and stuff like that. In the locker room, just locking in. We usually listen to music, hype up music, but also talking about our opponents, who we're guarding, stuff like that. And then warming up, I'm just thinking about the game and how I'm gonna like making myself right.
Yeah. Do you guys normally go to the like during the JV game? Do you guys go to the back fourth quarter? Do they still do that?
Oh yeah, we go and change at half court and or at halftime, and then we go to shoot in the other gym while the
Okay.
game is going on.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Um, After a big game or after a game that you just played, what is Lucy wanting to eat after the game? What is a meal or a place going to eat?
I my favorite food, I don't know if even know if you call it fast food, but definitely Chipotle,
Yeah.
whether it's like a bowl or burrito or yeah, probably that. That's
Yeah, yeah. What's a memorable moment or a memorable game that you can have? It could be regular season or it could be this AAU tournament that you're on now. Okay.
sorry, you just memorable game, you said?
Yeah, okay. Here you back. Can you hear?
Okay.
All right. I said, can you share with us a memorable moment or a memorable game? It could be from your high school game or it can be from your AAU team.
Definitely two that come to mind were from this past year. One was Elmwood, our home opener. There was just a lot of like tension built up. Like we worked so hard that entire off season. In the NBC we were ranked second to last, and that was like a stab to us. Like we were like, wow, like so we felt like we had something to prove. Even though Elmwood wasn't in our league, we were like, we're we're gonna make this a good game. So definitely that game. Another one that definitely comes to mind is Genoa playing them at home. Very high anticipated game. I'm pretty sure if we beat them, we would move to third. I can't quite remember, but they were like the top team, and we beat them, and it was like just so many emotions. Like we were crying in the locker room. We were so happy because we spent so much time focusing on Genoa and how we can beat them. And they have an amazing team. And just for us to be able to beat them, it was awesome.
Yeah. What are your goals for next season, individually and team wise?
Team wise, we want to win NBCs. We've been working really hard all summer to do that. That is like the biggest goal. Like I honestly like if I don't get some of my individual, I just want to get NBCs and end my senior year off with winning a championship. But individually, I want to get NBC Player of the Year. Last year, I came up second in voting, which I know it was like, oh, but that just means I have more to prove this year. And
Yeah.
then just thinking about like all state, district, district, Player of the Year, first team district. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. You're gonna get it because you focus and you're gonna use that as a chip
Yeah.
to go. Um, How is it that you will look at your senior year? Would you reflect on it and take it all in, being that it's about to be your last year, so you just don't rush through it? How would you be approaching your senior year versus, the other years? Because it's your last go around with school, friends, teachers, and all that. How would you be taking
Yeah.
it in?
It's like I'm still in shock. It's crazy. I mean, I'm like just scheduled senior pictures just not that long ago, and it's just insane. Like when I was told freshman year, like, oh, it goes by so fast. Like you don't really think about it until you're about to enter your senior year. So I just want to make it the best year I can, just hanging out with friends, playing basketball, just enjoying my year as much as I can because I mean, it's one.
Yeah, last couple questions. What players do you pattern your game after or do you look up to?
I really like watching Haley Jones. I love Paige Beckers, even though I'm not a point guard. I think she's amazing. I really like Kelsey Plum.
Yeah.
She's a dog. Enrique, and yeah, that would probably be a good list. I like to watch women's college basketball more, but yeah.
Yeah. What you number 13?
Yeah.
What made you pick 13? Is there something
Um,
specific behind it, or is it just a number you made it and had it?
I was 14. I was number 14 in middle school, and then 13 or for high school, I was on varsity freshman year. So I was like the last one to pick the jerseys. And like everyone was like, oh, 13, it's an unlucky number. But I was like, I'm gonna pick that because I think I like it and it looks cool. So I've stuck with it and I really like it now. So
Do you like shooting threes? Do you like making a whole bunch of threes?
I like shooting threes. I like making like an and one or a tough layup more. I even like when passing it to a teammate, they make an and one. Like that might be an even better feeling. But yeah.
You're a great team player because you speak on defense, you speak on rebounding,
Yeah.
getting your teammates involved, and that shows great character in you as a player. So you definitely got to keep up. Whatever comes to your heart, speak words of encouragement to the youth that may be watching.
I would say to always work your hardest. It doesn't matter if you're at practice or training or something like that. Maybe the shots aren't going in, you're not finishing, but always making sure you're working harder than the person next to you. That's what's going to set you apart from everyone else. It doesn't matter if you make it or you miss it. Just making sure you're working the hardest. And again, like I said, like getting 1% better every day. It doesn't even have to be like going out and doing a 2 hour workout. It could just be watching film, getting your basketball IQ better, or stretching, something like that. Just getting better every day.
Yeah. Lastly, before we go, what do you want your legacy to be at Maumee and in Northwest Ohio to be known as? What type of player and what type of student athlete?
I just want to be known as just a player that not only cared about herself, but also for her teammates. Obviously, like I want to get 1,000 points. I want to get on the record in the record books, but winning that NBC championship and just having a fun time is what means the most to me. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that about the 1,000 point. You took my question. How do you know how far you are?
yeah, I'm at 798 right now. So I'm pretty close. I hope it's gonna be at a home game. Obviously,
Mhm.
like if it doesn't end up like that, it's okay. But yeah, I really want it to be at a home game with on the home court with my friends.
How many games y'all have during the season besides playoffs?
Third, I'm trying to think of our record last year. I think 22.
22. Yeah,
I've done the math a couple times. If I some yeah.
yeah, but I think you just play your game, and I feel like it's gonna come because if you got 3 years and you got 798, even if you say you had 800, divide that by two, that's 400 a year. So you just got to keep doing what you're doing, and you're gonna
Yeah.
get there. And we definitely gonna be cheering for you, rooting you on. Hopefully have you
Thank
back on
you.
here again. We talk about the 1,000 point. Even when you pick your school, we'd love to have you on
Hmm.
about that. We thank you, we celebrate you, we're spotlighting you for being a great student athlete. We want you to just continue to be great, continue to walk in your purpose, continue to work hard, continue to push the narrative. Know that you can do all things with Christ who gives you strength, and sky is the limit. And we just thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's been great.
Walking in my purpose zone.